Maybe put the question to both of you. What is maybe one of your favorite chapters? Talk about some of the content you're teaching the young people.
Wow. You know, I really love how the whole thing starts. Mm-hmm. It lays the groundwork that every other lesson is tied back into. You know, we live in an era that they're not just coming with questions like, where's the Pope in the Bible? You know, they're coming with more fundamental questions like, why should I care about any of this? And I think that's unique in history. Yeah. You know, even the early Christians and the early missionaries, they had to convince people, you know, don't worship the frog, worship the true living God. Or, you know, the frog, I'm just saying the frog, whatever. Yeah. You know, now people have the question, maybe for the first time in history, why should I bother worshiping anything at all? You know, so we start with questions like, you know, what am I looking for? And which was Jesus' first question to us in the Gospel of John. What are you looking for? And he knew the answer. It was him. You know, and what's going to make us happy? And we try to get the kids to think about that. And then we start tying all these lessons back in to the answer to those questions is God and the sacraments and the whole life of the faith and all this stuff. And Jesus didn't say, I came to give them a couple rules or rituals or to make them bored. He came to give them life to the full. You know, he came to give us the joy that we're looking for. You know, so we tie all those things back in. So I guess some of my favorites is how we kick the whole thing off.
Right, right.
I like, so out of the ones I did a couple. One of my favorites is on salvation history, because it's an opportunity to just lay out, here's the story of the Lord's, of God's rescue mission for humanity. That this isn't just kind of a, oh, it's something kind of we believe that has no rooting in history, but it's just like, no, it has absolute rooting in history, and it's all about Jesus coming to, to save us. That's one that I like about the I was involved in.
My kids loved that one, by the way.
I think it's.
I have 3 kids in chosen. They
cool.
praised that lesson.
I also love Chris Padgett is one of the presenters, and when I saw his on the 4 last things, if there's anyone who could take the 4 last things, death, judgment, heaven, and hell, and make them hilarious but profound, it's him. I'm watching it going, how does he do this? I'm laughing at the same time going, I'm going to die someday. But he takes it and he makes it just so accessible that I could watch that just for fun.
Yeah. You've got a great heart. I like it.
Yeah, I think, back to your point about the fact that for maybe first time in who knows how long, if ever, we see this kind of why do I even need to care about this? Yeah. One of the reasons, or one of the things that I would do at confirmation retreats is start by asking who didn't want to come here today, and a lot of the hands go up. And then we ask them why. Why didn't you want to come? Always trying to figure out where they're coming from to begin with. And, whether it's junior high or high school age, depending on the diocese, you'll find that it varies. Well, I'd rather be sleeping, I'd rather be with my friends, I'm missing football practice, or any number of things. One kid in Reno, Nevada, just threw his hand up in a heartbeat. Who didn't want to come here? Hand went straight up. I said, why didn't you want to come? He said, because this has absolutely no relevance to my life. And I thought that sums up in general where a lot of these youth are at. They don't see the relevance of this. Yeah. That's a problem that needs to be addressed by us who are parents or leaders, priests, because it's up to us to, by the grace of God, cooperating with God's grace, instill why this is relevant. Yeah. And Chris, more than relevant, it's huge.
What do you tell them, Chris?
Yeah, how do you respond to that?
Again, Jesus came to give us life to the full. And to echo what you're saying, the fastest growing religion is I don't care. 7% of people said they had no religious affiliation in the 90s. Today it's 17%. That's in the Archdiocese of Denver. We did a study. 25 to 30% of 20-somethings said they had no particular religion. Pope Francis has 10 million Twitter followers. Beautiful. Kim Kardashian has 18 million Twitter followers. So there's a general like, I can go on without God. I think what we say overall that grabs people is just showing them beauty. Because like, whoa, this draws my heart. What we say is like Jesus' first questions, what are you looking for? So we have to start from ground zero and resell the faith as something that's the completion of what our hearts are made for, what we're looking for. And that no news in history, no other message, no other philosophy in life, nothing comes close to giving them what the gospel can. Right. And the beauty is, and we all experience this in ministry, when people hear that in a way that they can get, in a way that's beautiful, it changes their lives like it did in 33 AD. Right. The gospel has lost none of its potency and none of its power in 2,000 years.
And right now we're seeing this over, thus the shirt here over in the Middle East. we are seeing Christians who have found the relevance enough that they're dying, they're bleeding out, they're suffering tremendously in other parts of the world too for this very faith that this is all about, because they do see the relevancy of it, and they're being put to that test, and they know that there's something bigger. And I think you say something to the effect, if I got this right in one of the trailers, is that in so many words, what I got from it was, we're part of something much bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
Much, much bigger than ourselves. And it's an incredible thing to consider. Okay, we're going to run to a break here, come back, one more segment with Chris Stefanik and Father Mike Schmitz. Good Irish name. And so don't go away, okay, or we will choose to come after you. Hey, all right, back after this.